If you have saved Duke Ravengard from the Iron Throne, then he might have asked you for another favor.
I'm done helping you with this search.
This time he wants you to awaken a dragon under Wyrm's Rock and save everyone. Well, in this video I will show you my walkthrough as well as tips for tackling the Wyrm's lair. Let's get into it. First things first, read the book that Ravengard has given you. You will learn that you need to go to Wyrm's Rock. You will probably need to fly or feather fall down to this area and make your way to the right. You should see this rock entrance shortly after. Once inside, you will head to the westmost point and you will see these two lighting fixtures. You will need to turn off these lights and then charge them with some kind of lightning energy like shock and grasp. Then when you turn the lights back on, the flames will be blue and a door should appear. Once through that door, you'll see a few murals and a large statue. Interact with the statue and you will learn that you will need to go through a number of trials to prove yourself worthy. The next room will be the main room that connects to all of the chambers. I started with the rightmost chamber, the Chamber of Courage. The statue of Baldur will tell you generally what you need to do in each chamber. In the Chamber of Courage, you will need to hold a torch alight for 4 entire rounds to pass the trial. I recommend having a spellcaster grab the torch at the beginning and carry it for the entirety because the torch wielder cannot hold a weapon. You will be bombarded by enemies, so let your weapon users do what they do best. If a spellcaster is holding the torch, they can still cast spells, so this makes the most sense to complete this trial. Watch out for the edges, but also make use of them when you can. After 4 rounds and with the torch held and lit, you will have completed the trial. The next chamber I went to was the Chamber of Strategy. You will first need to smash these crystals blocking your way into the chamber, and then the statue will tell you the goal. The goal is that the Dark King must fall in 3 moves. This game works like chess, but I do not know chess, and I couldn't figure out how to move the pieces in the first place. If you are like me, then a quick way to do this chamber is to destroy the Dark King piece with lightning damage since it is vulnerable to that kind of damage. After the Dark King falls, you will have completed the challenge. The next chamber I went to is the Chamber of Justice. In this chamber, you will need to look at the paintings on the wall to learn the story, and then pick the appropriate painting punishment. 3 paintings in the center will be obscured along with a figure named the Judge. Don't worry about them though. You will need to get rid of the shadows on the paintings. Daylight does not work here, so I used Remove Curse instead on the paintings. If Will is in your group, he will say the right path is the one between 2 extremes. The correct painting for this puzzle is the cell painting. Pick the painting up and place it in the slot to complete the challenge. The last chamber is the Chamber of Insight. The goal here is to figure out which of the 3 people doesn't advise for the city's prosperity and strike them down. You will need to read journal entries in 3 separate books, but the problem is that the books are flying. You can use Hold Monster on the books, but the easier way I found was to go into time-based mode first. Have one of your characters click the throw button and then throw the flying book. If you are successful in this attempt, the book should crash to the ground when you come out of turn-based mode. Do this for all 3 books and you will learn which one is not for the city. Go to the free figures and strike down the correct one to complete the challenge. Finally, you'll be able to go through the final door and find a skeleton of a dragon. A cutscene will play and you will be fighting said skeleton dragon Ansur and some myrmidons. Some of the best tips for this fight is to not group up your party members to avoid big melee attacks from Ansur. I recommend laying on the damage as much as you can. When Ansur begins his hoarding effect, continue to hit him. Even characters like Karlach can still swipe at him with swords and such. The best scenario is to get Ansur down while he is doing his hoarding effect. You'll get a nice achievement and avoid his very lethal Nova attack next round. If you do find yourself about to face his Nova attack, it might be best to throw down a globe of invulnerability. Once you have taken down Ansur, you can then focus on the Myrmidons, which should be easier. With that, those are my tips and tricks for completing the Wyrmway puzzles and defeating Ansur. Of course, this is only how I did it, so please leave your suggestions down below. As always, thanks for watching and good luck on your adventures.